Well, good morning. Are you ready for Halloween? Well, we hope our Hollywood Happening interviews today help get you in the mood for tomorrow night. In December of 1997, I talked to the king of horror films, Wes Craven, who has become synonymous with the horror genre, creating such films as the Scream series and A Nightmare on Elm Street featuring the brutal Freddy Krueger. Here's my Scream 2 interview with Wes Craven.
Wes, good to see you again. And,
good to see you, Jim.
You know, I know you've been involved in many sequels throughout your directing career, and it's risky sometimes doing a sequel on a hit. But in my opinion, in my colleagues' opinions, this one really works. Do you feel good about where this? I
feel great about how Scream 2 turned out. Yeah. You know it's the mark of a pro if he can step up the plate and hit the home run the second time. So that's kind of what I was personally aiming for, and I think we all were. Certainly Kevin wanted to write a script. I mean, he sees this as part of a trilogy, so you know, he has an overall view of a thing that is not like sort of a knockoff of the first or anything else. It's a continuation of the story and this group of characters. So you know, we knew the challenge was to make a film that was going to live up to Scream 1, and we all feel like we've done it, so quite happy.
And I think most of the critics have too. This is a difficult interview to do without giving things away. You just don't want to do that. But comment on something I liked a lot was the open of the movie. You're watching a scary movie about a movie.
Yeah, there's this wonderful conceit. I think this is known about the film because it got out on the internet, that the film opens in a scene that is in a theater, movie theater, showing a movie called Stab, which is based on the book by Gail Weathers, Courtney Cox's character, who had written a book about the events that happened in Woodsboro, which is essentially Scream 1. So it's a very clever conceit, and the new characters are you know, watching this movie on its premiere night. So you start right off with this wonderful idea of movies within movies, and movies sort of commenting about each other in a way that's very, very clever, and as the scene turns out, quite astonishing and amazing too.
College students were murdered last night during a sneak preview of the new movie Stab.
It's starting again, Randy.
This has nothing to do with us.
Randy, a guy in a ghost mask hacked up 2 people in the movie theater telling our life story. Hi, Gail Weathers, author of the Woodsboro murders. Do you think the killer will strike again?
We have no evidence that this is a serial killer.
It's a classic case of life imitating art, imitating life.
Are you suggesting that someone's trying to make a real-life sequel?
Do you think someone's trying to duplicate Woodsboro?
It looks like it.
I think you have a copycat on your hands, Chief.
Hello?
Hello, Sydney. Remember me?
What do you want?
I want you. It's showtime.
On Scream 3, Ghostface returns on the Hollywood set of Stab 3.
About this movie, Scream 3, they say it's a trilogy, which it was always planned, I understand, to be a trilogy. That when it comes to a trilogy, all bets are off.
Well, it's true. I mean, you know, when you're doing a film that has a finite course, that is, it has literally a beginning, middle, and then 3 separate pictures, but with the third, that's going to be it. Just dramatically, you could technically kill off anybody you want. So the writer took that to heart.
Took that to heart, okay. You know, I've never seen a film, like, in a long time, where the critics, like just now, we're all around a table having a cup of coffee, and we're discussing this film and this mystery, one after another. We all have different theories, and I guess that's what it's all about.
Well, it is.
The audience involved like that.
Yeah, I think there's 2 things very unique about the Scream series. One is that it's a trilogy and not a good picture and sort of receding sequels. And the other thing is that it's a murder mystery. And very few people sort of have quite glommed onto that fact, that it is it's sort of a crackerjack murder mystery. Each one of them has been almost impossible for the audience to guess who the killer is, as opposed to, oh, it's Freddy, it's Jason, it's, you know, we know who it is, and the only intrigue is how the killer's going to kill. And this one is trying to figure out who the killer or killers is or are.
And you expand the cast, and I love the idea of the movie within a movie.
Yes.
And you have the characters playing each other. Very good idea.
Yeah, well, that again is the kind of culmination of the theme, starting the first picture with kids who talk about movies, and then in the middle picture, kids who are studying drama and theater, and sort of once removed but still closer, and now actually being around the set of the very movie that is portraying their lives and their past. To us was really and having to rub shoulders with the characters who are, the actors who are playing your character.
Well, sadly, Wes Craven died last August at the age of 76. And without a doubt, he was a filmmaker of great vision and a good man who just might have enjoyed a couple of horror films opening tonight, like Scout's Guide to the Apocalypse and Freaks of Nature. Also opening the comedy drama Our Brand of Crisis, starring Sandra Bullock. Have a fun and safe Halloween, and I'm going to see you right here next Tuesday on The Morning Blend.